Kanye posted a picture of Corey Gamble, Kris Jenner's longtime boyfriend. The caption reads, "God has a plan to remove the godless. Corey needed to never be here anyway." And I think he's a nice person. Not a great person, a nice person who used to be around Puff's family, then got around Justin Bieber, and then when Kris got divorced, he slid in.
Yes, Corey's CIA. But he didn't even have to say it. I know it.
The issue surrounding Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble's separation is becoming increasingly bizarre, and now Corey is threatening to reveal all of Kris's personal problems in a book that will reveal everything. You see, Corey was Kris's handler, not just her boy toy, government plant, handler, and CIA ties.
Is Corey Gamble connected to very influential figures in the celebrity realm? He is also well connected to influential figures who work behind the scenes. Corey has said that he's close friends with a Russian-Canadian billionaire named Alex Schneider. Not only this, but Alex Schneider was actually named as a key link in financial collusion between Trump and the Russian government in a 2017 investigation.
Corey appears to have been assigned to observe the Jenner empire from within, and now that he and Kris are no longer together, he is prepared to speak. You know that Corey is sitting on a lot of dirt because he and Kris dated for more than 10 years. We are talking about financial crimes, non-disclosure agreements, selling her girls to adult men, and even high-level elites. Kris is reportedly losing it behind the scenes and attempting to silence Corey before any information spills. However, Corey has had enough and has announced that he is writing a book that will reveal everything, so it might be too late.
2 days ago, this article was posted saying that an anonymous source said that Corey Gamble is sick of being treated like a glorified assistant by Kris Jenner. So it looks like a breakup maybe in the near future for these two, but if Kris is really as frugal as they say and she doesn't want to pay any alimony, who knows, maybe.
Okay, so the tension between Kris and Corey simply got out of control as they got into a heated argument in the VIP area of Beyoncé's recent Cowboy Carter show in Las Vegas. According to others present, Khloe had to intervene and soothe Corey when Kris stormed off during the performance. One eyewitness told Page 6 that Kris and Corey looked visibly tense, while Corey seemed frustrated and Khloe was trying to reassure him. Of course, Kris later posted all smiles footage on Instagram, dancing with Oprah, Gayle King, and Tyler Perry, but Corey was nowhere to be seen. But this wasn't even Kris and Corey's first public fight lately. Back in June, at Jeff Bezos' wedding in Venice, Kris ditched Corey to ride solo in a water taxi, and eyewitnesses said he looked completely over it, mumbling something about doing what Kris wants. And one insider told Radar Online at the time that Corey is sick of being treated like a glorified assistant, hired to do Kris's bidding and smooth out tricky situations, which, with Kris, seem to happen on a daily basis. Here's the problem though. Not every background boyfriend is Corey Gamble. Kris may have made her worst error to date when she believed she could control him. This man has strong connections. We are discussing ties to intelligence services and some extremely influential individuals. In 2022, Kanye West called Corey CIA directly and claimed that he was never truly part of the family and was sent in. And then this video leaked of Kanye talking to someone on the phone and claiming that Corey is definitely CIA.
Yes, Corey's CIA. But he didn't even have to say it. I know it. CIA.
And get this. Before linking up with Kris, Corey was one of Diddy's top fixers. He was even spotted visiting Kim Porter's house hours after she died and before the forensics team arrived on the scene.
How am I just now finding out that not only was Corey Gamble extremely close to Kim Porter and Diddy, he was there. He was there when the coroners arrived to Kim Porter's house after 911 was called. Am I crazy? That's Corey Gamble, 100%. Not in the blue, the one right behind him. Like, I don't even have a theory. I'm just confused. And we're going to talk about this in the deep dive. But Kim Porter, when she passed away, there was obviously discrepancies in police reports versus coroner reports. Another thing we know for a fact is P. Diddy had her entire home wired with audio listening devices and video cameras. Was her passing caught on camera? Does Diddy have footage of Kim Porter passing away? I just don't get it. How has this man been everywhere, have connections with everyone, but he is really only known as Kris Jenner's boyfriend?
Thus, Corey is undoubtedly an overly knowledgeable man who is now prepared to speak. According to people close to Corey, he is already writing a book that will reveal all of Kris's wrongdoings. What crimes are we discussing here then? Corey seems to want to reveal how Kris used tax evasion, dubious business practices, and stolen funds to build her fortune. And it seems that this began before the Kardashians were even a thing. Kim began her career as a closet cleaner for celebrities like Paris Hilton, Serena Williams, and Brandy, as you are well aware. Additionally, Kim's relationship with Brandy is really fascinating because Kim was caught stealing from Brandy by Brandy's mother. Back in 2008, Sonia Norwood filed a lawsuit against Kim, accusing her, Khloe, Kourtney, and Rob of racking up hundreds of thousands of dollars in unauthorized charges on Brandy's credit card. Kim somehow managed to brush the entire matter under the rug when the lawsuit was ultimately resolved in a confidential settlement. The dubious activities did not stop there though, as Kim was also exposed for accepting dubious funds from a sugar daddy Kris had arranged for her. Bloomberg Businessweek claims that Kim was close to Joe Low, a fugitive and controversial Malaysian billionaire. Kim was even questioned by the FBI in 2019 regarding the money she got after going out to a casino in Vegas with Lowe. Kim is not the only Kar-Jenner, though, who has come under fire for fabricating her income. Somewhere she had to learn it. Thus, it is not surprising that her mother, Kris Jenner, has also been charged with committing tax fraud using her own private church. See, Kris calls herself a lover of Christ in her social media bio. She really owns a church that charges its members an absurdly exorbitant monthly fee, so calling her a Christian is a stretch. Kris started her own church, California Community Church, in 2009, and all of its members must pay a $1,000 monthly fee. Additionally, they are expected to donate 10% of their earnings to the church. That is precisely why many believe that tax dodging was the true motivation for Kris's founding of this church. Every year, Kris receives a 10% tax discount because the church is registered as a charity. In addition, she keeps the monthly membership fees for herself. Additionally, Kris's children can simply donate to her church whenever they need a tax write-off. In this manner, the family never truly loses the money. Furthermore, it was recently discovered that Kim was using Kris's church as the beneficiary of her charitable eBay sales. Tax records from PayPal charitable giving funds show California Community Church previously pulled in nearly $45,000 from Kim's sales. But it gets even creepier. One of the people who helped Kris start her church was Lou Taylor, Britney Spears' ex-manager, and the mastermind behind her conservatorship. Court documents obtained by the New York Times show that Lou made millions off Britney's conservatorship and funneled some of that money into another shady church run by her husband called Calvary Chapel. The Times also reported that Britney's dad, Jamie Spears, gave tens of thousands of dollars to that church in just 1 year. And in 2017, Jamie and Lou Taylor actually took a trip to Israel, paid for with Britney's money, where they were baptized in the Jordan River by Lou's husband, Rob Taylor. Wait until you hear how the Kris Jenners allegedly profited $600 million off Britney Spears' conservatorship if you thought that was crazy. A widely shared thread at Britney Hiatus suggests that the Kardashians may have surreptitiously profited from Britney's wealth by leveraging their connections to Lou Taylor. And it all started in 2018 when Britney's sister, Jamie Lynn, was appointed as trustee of Britney's largest trust. Jamie Lynn filed paperwork to transfer the funds into a separately managed trust account with a company called Stonebridge. And guess who was the vice president of Stonebridge? That's right, Kris's BFF, Lou Taylor. It's also interesting that Stonebridge assets went up and then down by $600 million, right around the time Jamie Lynn filed her petition. And this is because Lou Taylor allegedly transferred $600 million from Stonebridge into a holding company by the same name registered in Panama, one of the best-known tax havens in the world. And this is where the Kar-Jenner connection comes in. In January 2022, Forbes reported that Kim Kardashian is $600 million richer after shapewear. Brand Skims hits $3.2 billion valuation. And as Britney Hiatus pointed out, if you're Lou Taylor and you need to hide $600 million, would Kim's estate be a logical place to try and hide it? And that's not the coincidence. Right around the same time, Kim's net worth jumped by $600 million. News broke that Kylie Jenner sold half of Kylie Cosmetics for, that's right, $600 million.
Kylie, $600 million for the business. What was your reaction when you heard that number?
Well, for half of the business, so it's worth double that.
Yes.
So,
Just to fact check you guys.
There is clearly a problem here. If these allegations are accurate, Britney's fan story suggests that what Lou Taylor and the Kris Jenners did with her money may constitute a classic case of money laundering. But everyone, there is more. According to recent reports, the Kris Jenners' ongoing real estate endeavors are another way they embezzle money. Following the announcement that Kylie is building yet another home right next to Kris's mansion, people began to speculate that the family's constant construction might be a part of a larger scheme to launder money. This is where everything comes full circle. The tax games, Kris's church, the Britney connection, and all of these dubious financial transactions are all related to what Corey Gamble is preparing to reveal in a book that will reveal everything. However, things get really gloomy in this next section. According to sources, Corey is targeting Kris for more than just financial offenses. Corey intends to reverse the narrative and reveal Kris Jenner's involvement in luring young men and women into Diddy's inner circle, which includes Justin Bieber, in an apparent attempt to shield himself and conceal his relationship with Diddy. Yes, exactly. Industry rumors claim that Kris not only knew what was happening, but also assisted in making it happen. Please share your thoughts in a comment section below.
I did a shoot in the Bahamas with Justin Bieber.
How old is Justin?
16. During the shoot, Justin said, "Oh, I have a nickname for you." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Cougar."
Does he have a crush on you?
I have no idea.
Do you have a crush on him?
Yeah, Kim, do you have a crush on him? If only he was 18.
18?
Wait, you know there's stuff all over the internet about how you're a cougar.
How I'm a cougar?
Yeah.
I'm not even 30 years old.
You're a cougar.
Yeah. I am.
Where are you going? I'm gonna go to join Diddy. He's doing that. Rick Ross is doing a little concert this afternoon.